give you the clap for editing purposes.
At them cheeks.
Don't cut that. Hello, I'm Matty, and welcome to the Wrestling Movement. Today, we're going to be talking about the New Japan Cup. New Japan is back, and we are excited. Yes, indeed. And we're going to be previewing the 32-man tournament. It's a little bit different than it normally would be, but still just as exciting. Joining me, and this is where I'm going to try and figure this out on the Zoom call, which way. Right, brilliant. Joining me here was the man that discussed the return to Japan and gave a brief introduction to New Japan for new fans with me last week, Michael. And this one's easy.
Peace.
Down there is a big New Japan fan and someone who's hopefully going to be a lot more videos in future because we've stopped making him be lazy and actually do stuff now. It's McIver.
Right, 30 seconds and I'm getting abuse. Cool.
In all fairness, we were giving you abuse like 3 minutes before we started recording. So
That's true as well.
Yeah.
it's all good. How are we all? How are we doing at this current time?
Lovely.
Excited.
Yes.
Than what are we? We're 3 o'clock in the UK now. We are 20 hours away from the mystery show from New Japan. I'm very excited for that.
I'll sidebar before we start talking about the New Japan Cup, which starts on the Tuesday, not the Monday, and the mystery show's on the Monday. And the excitement in my life when Mike texted me when I asked him what time does the New Japan show start, and he said 11 a.m. So it meant I could watch Backlash, sleep, get up, and then immediately watch the New Japan show without needing to get up at 6 a.m, which was a constant stress and struggle when you're watching New Japan shows. It does look like I'm looking at my phone. A bunch of us will be. It's because we have the brackets up on our phone.
I've got a second screen, so don't tar me with that.
Ooh.
Oh, hello, Twitch
Right.
streamer. Show off.
Yes, exactly.
Well, next time what I'll do is I'll use my Chromecast and have it up on the screen like we're like
Yeah,
it's match of the day.
Point to him, and in the first round we have.
Anyway, so the New Japan Cup starts on the 16th on Tuesday. It is a little bit different than it normally is because it would be 32 across the board, both international and Japanese talent. Obviously, due to restrictions in regards to COVID-19, they've had to keep it to people in Japan itself. So there's a limited amount of foreigners. I believe it is Zack Sabre Jr. It is Gabriel Kidd, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I believe that's it, unless I've missed one out. I believe they're the only two non-Japanese. Yeah, they are. It's only them two. It's Gabriel Kidd and Zack Sabre Jr. Now, it's one of those things of, let's be honest here, the format of the no fans quarantine era of wrestling has been a boatload of tournaments on every single show. However, I'm not going to lie, this one's a little bit different because we're not got to wait weekly. This is a tournament that is going to be going full board daily, a la a World Cup or a European Championships. McIver, are you excited at the prospect of non-stop Japanese wrestling for the next 3 weeks?
Well, I'm delighted because I'm off my work for the next 2 weeks. So it's like perfectly happened that I'm just going to be able to sit and do nothing but watch wrestling. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, Mike, me and you discussed our excitement at the return of New Japan, giving us a bit of a palate cleanser to the American style that we've basically only had a chance to watch, unless you want to delve into the archives for the last 2 months or so. So, yeah, you're looking forward to 3 weeks of Puresu?
It almost feels like, when you wake up and you've had a really bad dream, and sometimes you wake up and you're in a dream, but then you wake up in a nightmare, but it then becomes a dream. It's kind of like how I feel it's gone now. We've gone from the stagnant, kind of boring stuff across to the stuff that I love, and just like the real essence of pro wrestling for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize to people that saw me. I thought I just removed my camera so my Hana Kimura Zoe Lucas shot wasn't shot. Yeah, so we've got the New Japan Cup upcoming, and it's thrown out some interesting matches, which we'll get into. But let's have a look at the field itself. On the left side, actually, I'll go back and forth across the bracket. So we got Togi Makabe, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tsuji, Taichi, Ishii, Kota Ibushi, El Desperado, Zack Sabre Jr. I'm going to do it this way so I can look at the camera as well. Zack Sabre Jr., Toru Yano, Taguchi, Jado, Sanada, Honma, Sho, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo, Okada, Hiroshi Tenzan, Gedo, Yoshihashi, Yuji Nagata, Yo, Minoru Suzuki, Bushi, Yuya Uemura, Satoshi Kojima, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Evil, Gabriel Kidd, Hiroki Goto, Taiji Shimori, and Yujiro Takahashi making up the bracket. Obviously, there's a lot more juniors than there were in last year due to the limited amount of people they could have, obviously in the country, adhering to the 14-day quarantine rule if they were to come over, which obviously didn't fit in. The one thing I will say is I know it was a kind of a bit of a pipe dream. I was hoping they'd get in some outsiders, perhaps maybe for the tournament. I know me and Mike were both just sitting there going, come on, put Chris Brooks in there. Go on, he's over there. Put Chris Brooks in. Or, like I said before, which I'm holding out hope for, that they're going to surprise us on the show tomorrow, that we got Marufuji in there, potentially. But I'm still, in my head, for some reason, I'm just convincing myself that the main event tomorrow for the Together show is going to be Okada versus Marufuji, because we didn't get it last time. So I'm holding out hope. But I'll start with you, Mike. What match in that first round really stands out for you?
The Zack Sabre Jr. Kota Ibushi match, like the New Japan Cup staple match, that's one that really, really stands out. But I'm going to go for one of my favorite matches from last year's Best of Super Juniors, and it's Sho versus Shingo. Like, they absolutely tore it up last year, and Shingo was a heavyweight this year. I think he's gone on a real tear, but Sho's coming out this year, in my opinion. So I think they will blow the rest of the matches away, honestly.
I'm going to coin a phrase, which we've had on with me and Mike, and I think McIver agreed, so I saw the look on his face when they brought up that match. We've all got a kind of a collective wrestle boner for Sho. A Shona, I think, is what we'll call it.
A Shona, yes.
Because he is like on that list of 5 or 6 people that are in their early to mid 20s and is going to be a massive deal in New Japan. Some of them are out on excursion at the moment. He's the one that's there now that you can easily see probably making that jump up to the heavyweight sooner rather than later, or maybe even starting a singles career in the junior heavyweight division before making the jump up. But yeah, that match is going to be very, very good. McIver, what is the standout match for you that's probably not Sho versus Shingo? Because I imagine that was one you was going to pick.
That was what I was going to say. So thanks, Mike. Love you. There's a few. I'm looking forward to Okada Gedo, just because I want to see what happens with that. I think that'll be interesting. But I'm really, really looking forward to Gabriel Kidd versus Taiji Ishimori, because I just feel it's going to be like Gabriel Kidd's coming out party to a lot of people who won't have seen him, and he might get his head kicked off as well. And I don't want Gabriel Kidd to get his head kicked off. I love Gabriel Kidd, but oh my God, Taiji might kill him.
Gabriel's a great one, because we were I remember hearing, I think it was the Rev Pro show where I think it might have been, would it have been Shibata said that he wanted to call him over for the...
Shibata. Yeah, when Rev Pro did the LIJ Focus show in Manchester last year, Shibata was over, and that's where they offered him the ability to go and train in the LA dojo.
And then out of nowhere, he just popped up as a young lion in Japan, and we're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And now he's... And apparently, like, I think me and Mike discussed this on an old podcast, that he's one of the ones that's been really impressing out of the young lions. Hence why he's earned himself a spot, because he's only been a young lion in Japan specifically for a cup of coffee. And I do
just
believe
before Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, just
I was going to say, it feels like just at the start of the year. Like
he got yeeted onto a bunch of people by Lance Archer in January.
Yeah.
The match I'm going to pick, like you have mentioned the ones I like, Sho and Shingo. Kota and Zack, I think, is the one we'll kind of discuss in depth in a minute from now. And Okada Gedo, I want to see, because I do imagine it's going to be literally a long form match of like the classic 80s matches where if the face won a match, they'd face the manager for 5 minutes afterwards. But it's going to be that, but in a tournament match, which is great.
Yeah.
The one I'm going to pick, because I am always in the market for older men just battering each other for my amusement. Minoru Suzuki against Yuji Nagata. It's just two granddads having a fight in a car park, and I'm all for it. It's just, yeah, I'm delighted with that. And then, like, yeah, that's probably the one that stands out for me, I'm really looking forward to Nagata at Suzuki. Other matches that they're obviously Kota and Zack, the New Japan Cup staple. Just always a highlight to see these two because it's to steal a phrase from my learned colleague here, styles make fights, and the high flying, high risk style of Kota against the I'm just going to catch you when you crash and burn and lock in a submission of Zack Sabre Jr. It's just never forget the promo.
If you're gonna dive off them, if you're gonna do a moonsault off the balcony, I'll just move.
I'll just move and then lock in a heel hook on what's left of you. Or his new plan, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, which was brilliant. He plans to throw Kota Ibushi in the sea, a la that statue in Bristol, and literally put a shot of Google Maps of I'm going to throw you in like they threw that. I hope that's an actual gimmick. Where Zack is literally going to drag every person he beats in the tournament out to a nearby river and just throw them in. And then like going through that the bracket. One that I'm really intrigued by is Honma against Takahashi.
Mm-hmm.
It's very intriguing, mainly because I think that could be the big statement of the juniors in this one. Because Honma's a veteran; he's been there for the longest time. Many people would assume that a Honma would be a junior, but he's got Hiromu, and I can't see. It's weird to look at a match between a junior and a heavyweight and arguably say the junior is the favorite there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that far pushed because of the two where they are with their careers. Hiromu was obviously getting such a big push going into the anniversary show, and I think they're going to use this to sort of keep the fire burning on doing that potential match with Naito.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't. He might be my. We'll get into outside bets, but I think he might be my outside bet to win it. Hiromu.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also, I'm just looking forward to seeing Honma come out, and we can all shout all together, "Hey, it's Honma!" when he takes off his weird mask.
His weird Lego head.
He's weird, yeah. His weird Vic and Bob head.
I love it.
What's on the end of your stick, Honma? We've also got Hiroshi Tanahashi against Taichi. Our boy Mike Taichi going up against the Ace, Dangerous T. Taguchi against Sanada, I reckon will be really good. Because
I love Sanada. I would marry Sanada right now. He's my favorite man.
Well, he's the one most likely most people would kiss out of the New Japan roster.
Yeah, I've met him, and him alongside. I didn't, and I'm sad. Alongside Tanahashi, they both complimented my hair, and those two men have outstanding hair. Exactly. So I'm never changing this hairstyle. It's under a hat because of COVID, but
yeah, that's been like recommended by the High Council of Hair.
Exactly.
But like Taguchi is much like a Tomohiro Ishii. Taguchi is a tournament performer.
Yeah,
he always pulls it off, and I reckon that match between them two is going to be a banger. Trying to look at other matches that potentially.
I'm excited for Goto Takahashi as well.
That'll be Goto against Yujiro will be good.
I'm intrigued by sort of the top left part of the bracket because there's a chance that Togi Makabe could actually go quite deep into this tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
I think sort of looking at the people in there.
I'm looking at that.
It's like the him or Ishii that are coming out of that section.
I would say if you look at if we break it up into the into those brackets, I would say if you look in that top corner, obviously, if you want to follow on, go look at the bracket yourself. Check it on TWM. We'll tell you about the written previews. You can go check them out there. The brackets are available there. But yeah, Makabe or Ishii are probably the favourites out of the top left, and then the bottom left. I'm pretty sure it's Okada's corner to lose, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it is. But I think only Suzuki is the one that could take him out, and they could do it because
Suzuki in the court.
I kind of feel that Suzuki kind of is owed a win against Okada.
Yeah, possibly. But that
imagine
would be...
if Gedo just wins.
Gedo book it. Yeah, Gedo book it.
Exactly.
Gedo book it. He's like, good luck to Okada. I win. And Okada's just like, No.
This is not. His mind just breaks. Like, I don't understand.
He just walks over to the red hair dye. Goes, "I'll do it again. I'll put the red hair dye on again," and start walking out with
I'll
balloons.
give you the balloons.
Actually, to be fair, I was looking at that top corner. I am selling, like, you got Makabe and Takahashi. It's probably the three there. Bottom one, you've got.
It's a bit gutting because in that top left corner, we lost out on Jeff Cobb being in there, and also Toa Hinare, who is another one I think was actually going to really start breaking out this year.
So that top corner would have been the thick division.
It would have been big lads battering shit out of each other.
Yeah, it would have been. It'd be big men slapping, big meaty men slapping meat. Also Toru Yano. He's facing Jado.
We also lost the potential.
That match would be really, really fun. Yano against Jado would be really, really good.
I was just gonna say we also lost out on the potential second round dream match between Toru Yano if he'd have beaten Chase Owens. And the other match in that sort of little bracket would have been Colt Cabana versus Bad Luck Fale. So we almost had Yano and Cabana again.
One of my favourite matches, I think, it might have been last year, was that...
it was last year's New Japan Cup.
It was in last year. No, also didn't we have the tag match, didn't we? Which was Cheeseburger and Banner against Delirious and Yano. It's the best matches ever. In that other corner, that top corner is probably the corner of death, because in that group you've got Tanahashi, Ibushi, Zack Sabre, Sonata, and Shingo, all in there, in with a shout of that corner.
I can't see past Sonata or Shingo going through from that, because remember the Tanahashi and Ibushi are tag champions, and their title challengers are supposed to be Taichi and Zack. So I feel like that corner, which is unchanged, is there to set something up.
Oh yeah, I've only just clocked that we could potentially get King of the Ring 1997 tag champions against each other with Tanahashi and Kota. The bottom one is literally so wide open, because it's literally it's literally everyone else. I feel bad for that bottom. That's like the group they put on, like, if it was a World Cup, that's the group they put on like ITV4 on a Thursday. One that no one really watches.
Switzerland's in it.
Yeah, Switzerland and Slovenia. No disrespect to Swiss and Slovenian friends, but in that bottom one,
it's Goto or Evil.
Yeah, it's Goto or Evil. Yeah.
I want to believe in Yoshihashi, but every time I think of Yoshihashi, I just think of him running to the ring and knocking himself
bang your head.
Yeah. So I reckon Yo could do bits in that group. Yo could go quite far.
He could.
But it's very interesting. But right, let's get down to the nitty gritty in regards to this. Let's talk about dark horses. Let's talk about who we think's the final and who we think is the winner. I'll give you guys time to collect your thoughts, and I'll give mine. I'd said it before. My dark horse is Hiromu. I genuinely have a strong feeling that he might go far and maybe even win it. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling they might do a shock win, like a really big surprising tournament win here, and they might have one of the juniors go through just because they've got such a unique set of circumstances going on. So it
depends what they do on tomorrow's show, really.
That's the big thing. Yeah, that's going to,
because I feel like we're going to get that. I feel like we're going to get that anniversary show match on tomorrow's show.
But then again, like, I would love him to win it, but it would mean that he would probably have to beat Okada in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Which is probably very unlikely. There's another dark thing. I want to say this guy's a dark horse on the side, because I am actually going to pick him to go all the way in the final. This might be considered a bit of a dark horse, but my final, honestly, looking for all of this, I would love Takahashi to get to the final. I think he'll get to the semis and lose. I'm going to go for an Okada Shingo final.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go Okada Shingo. And I think they're going to go for the for the troops, the Wabadoo win and have Okada win the cup. I'm going for a massively safe bet, just with a unexpected person to face him. But I'm gonna go Okada Shingo, and I'm gonna say Okada's winning it. Mike, who's your dark horse? Who's your finalist? Who's your winner?
My dark horse is Suzuki, because I think a lot of people will discount him because of Okada. And as much as he had the title match back in August last year in the UK, I kind of feel that they kind of need to do something with him, especially where they've now paired Zach off with Taichi. He is really there sort of as a singles wrestler. And I think, if you sort of map out this sort of route I was just doing it, and I think Ishii probably comes out the top corner, and I don't think you're doing Okada versus Ishii in a semi-final. I think you'd leave that to a G1. So I think Suzuki is my dark horse to win it. I'm struggling to see past Sanada winning, especially because obviously he lost in last year's final. So that in itself kind of it dangles something to be the next match, and it's been bubbling along for a while now that so like Sonada's the only one in LIJ without a belt. He's wanted something. He's tried to get. He's almost made the pinnacle. Well, he's almost made getting a title shot, but hasn't really got to that point. So I think he would be a really good one to make that step. And there's been a lot of sort of feeling behind, is Sanada going to step out of Naito's shadow and potentially change faction? And that's something I think is going to happen in the coming months. It's almost guaranteed there's new people coming into New Japan. And I think we're going to see some shocks go into different factions moving forward.
I would not be shocked if we didn't see Sanada go into into a different faction. As in, I would not be shocked if Sanada made his own. If they brought a new faction
very, very
with a Sanada leading it, that's fair. But then again, if you look at that, there's another tantalizing prospect. Just looking at that bottom bracket, if you think Sanada's going to go all the way, it's a very good chance we could get Sanada evil in the semis, and that would be good.
And that's a way to break him up.
I'm fairly certain have they faced off in G1 before. I'm fairly certain they have once or twice.
I'm sure they've done it at least once.
Yeah,
because they do like to try and keep them apart.
Right, McIver, dark horse, finalists, winner. Right.
I think I said this to you last year during the New Japan Cup. I am rubbish at doing analysis of New Japan because I am very much the person who's just like, I have my favourites and want them to win. And I don't care if it makes any sense.
If it was that case, it would be a Yano Taichi final.
Well, mine does. It kind of makes sense, kind of. But anyway, my dark horse. I don't know if you can count this as a dark horse, as I only see him get into the quarters. But it's Ishimori because I mentioned him in my match against Kid. I just think he's great. I remember. I can't even remember when it was. There was a match he had last year that I saw people on Twitter who don't watch New Japan were going, "Oh my god, this guy's amazing."
It was probably against
It was his Shingo match.
Oh,
it was a Shingo match
See,
in
I think
the
it was
Super
a Shingo
Juniors.
match. Yeah, because people were going, and I realised it was like, oh, he can really kind of penetrate other wrestling culture and get eyes on the product. Now, again, I've just said I don't think he's going to beat Okada. But
think of it. That is quite a realistic way to get through because he's got Gabriel Kidd, and then he would have the winner of Imura and Kanemaru, and then would go on to face Okada. So it is doable. That is very much doable. So
yeah. See, I'm smart. And then my final is going to be a repeat of a match that we had back in February. It is going to be Ishii versus Shingo.
Interesting.
That was amazing, and I want it again, please. That's my logic. I just want to see the match again.
That's fair.
It was amazing. I thought it was fantastic, and then I just want Ishii to win the tournament because I love Ishii so much, and he deserves it. He's so great. He's never really been given the proper. It's harsh to say he's never been given the push or the level he deserves because he's one of the biggest hitters. But give him this. Come on.
That would mean we'd get Ishii and Naito the day after, So that means we would get a prolonged sequence of Ishii dropping Naito on his head.
Listen, Naito's probably up for it. I'm not going to lie. He probably's loving it. So
I'd rather it be Ishii than Ibushi, if I'm honest. I can't watch them two wrestle again.
Exactly.
I believe that was the term we had at Wrestle Kingdom, which was, this was great, never wrestle each other again. It's not fun because it's terrifying.
Yeah.
No, we had it from the finals of the G1 last year.
Yeah, it was.
That was the worst one.
Died. Yeah.
I was just like, if I never see this match again, it will be too soon. I never ever wanted to see it.
Yeah, Alvarez described it as like you could give it 5 stars, but you shouldn't, because then it's kind of saying
it's encouraging
going with this. Yeah.
It's encouraging them.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. We've got me with my safe bet for Okada. We've got McIver with Ishii, and then Mike went with Sonada. They're all realistic in all fairness.
Yeah.
Please let us know who you think is going to win this year's New Japan Cup down in the comment section below, or on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. You can also follow us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/TWM Wrestle, or on TikTok. That's a thing. We're on TikTok.
I didn't know that was
Wrestle.
a thing.
Yeah, we are. At twm.news, you can check out the voice of the wrestling movement, our little opinion piece that comes out every Monday morning. Obviously, we'll be reviewing WWE stuff, and we'll be covering all things New Japan Cup, especially on the Saturday show, TWM Live, 5 p.m, twitch.tv/TWM Wrestle. I'm at Matty ID. McIver, you are at...
I'm so disappointed in us that we have a TikTok now.
Blame Kim.
Okay, I'm at McIver the Mark.
And Mike. There we go.
Just look for me on Tout.
There we go. Hook him up on Tout. We are the wrestling movement. We move. Thanks for watching.